Hello and welcome to our first class with our Zen Mama tribe, and this is Zen Yoga. So this is a yoga class for everybody and anybody of all levels. It's a good foundation beginners class. So we're going to start just by giving you a 15-20 minute taster of just a small practice that you can do at home. So all you need to do is just make your house a little bit quiet. Feel free to turn a little bit of music on if you want to. Roll out your mat and sit down and we'll begin. So find a space on your mat. If you do have, and some people do have really tight hips, then you might find it tricky to be able to sit like this. If that is you, just sit comfortably. It's quite nice to have a few props. You can use cushions or you can use blocks if you prefer. These are quite nice, something like this to just pop underneath your bottom, just to get a little bit of height and just to support your back a little bit. So we're going to start seated. Chest is lifted, but the shoulders are relaxed. So just move the shoulders back and plug them in a little bit. You want some nice length along the sides of your body. So just push into your sit bones a little bit. Be aware that you are sitting and you are, for just this 15-20 minutes, going to enjoy your own space and your own yoga in your own time. So this is for you. So if you can, just ground yourself with your palms facing down onto your legs. Chest is lifted, your shoulders relaxed. Your head is just balanced nicely on top of your spine. No pressure in the neck. And just tune into your breath. So it's quite nice to let your eyes just glaze, or like mine often do, they just drift naturally closed. So just see if you can close your eyes for a moment. Just bring your awareness to your breath. Just breathing in. Just breathing out. Just mindfully checking in. Asking this question, how am I today? What do I need for my practice? If you've had a busy day or a busy week, or if you've got a busy head, it might be that your breath is feeling a little erratic, a little lively, a little choppy. If that is you, just take some nice control of your breath. Just slow it down. Just focus on breathing in and breathing out. It might be that you're feeling a little heavy today, a little sluggish. If that's the case, just be aware of it. Don't judge it. And again, just soften into your breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. Sometimes if you've been super busy, we can be aware that we feel like we haven't taken a breath all day. It's like we've just been holding our breath, just waiting for a moment to breathe. If that's you, now is the time to breathe. Just breathing in and just breathing out. Next time you breathe out, just drop your chin down to your chest. Just allow a nice stretch of the neck. And as you breathe in, just take your nose up in a nice big circle. Just breathing your nose all the way up and then all the way down. Breathing in up. Breathing out down. And just go round in the opposite direction. Breathing in up. Breathing out down. When you match the movement to your breath, you find it really just slows the movement down. No rush right now. Take your time. Good. Now we're going to look forwards And we're going to squeeze the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And then just let them go. Good. All right, we're going to spend just a little bit of time just working through our warm-up, which is going to be our practice of today, which is just the foundation of all yoga, the sun salutation. We're going to be mindful as we go through our practice to make sure that the teaching tips and the points that we need to keep our yoga practice nice and safe as we begin in these foundations are going to be there and present, so that as we go through the weeks you can carry on your yoga practice and you can feel that you're really getting things right. Okay, so let's come up to standing. So come to the front of your mat. And let's just stand in Tadasana, so mountain posture. Have a look down at your feet and make sure they are hip distance apart. So not here, just here. So it's quite nice to really be aware. Have a little look at your feet. When was the last time you looked at your feet? Have a little look at them. They are the foundations of all of your standing postures. So you want to really make sure that you've got a really nice foot foundation. So it's a good idea to just lift your toes, spread your toes a little, and then place them down. And the whole of your foot wants to be like you're making a lovely footprint in the sand. So just check out your feet and then make sure that your legs and the rest of your body is just sitting nicely within the pelvis. So it's like the pelvis is the kind of center point of the whole of the skeleton. It's like the powerhouse of the skeleton. So just be aware of the pelvis and being aware that you're just having it in a nice neutral position. So the pelvis is not tilted forward, the pelvis is not tilted back. It's just sitting in a nice neutral position with a little bit of a natural curvature of the spine. And then maybe if you imagine that your pelvis is a bit like an egg cup, it's like you're just lifting your torso a little bit out of that egg cup. And to do that, you're just really applying a little bit of pressure into the feet, and just growing a little bit out of your body, if you like, just extending through the body. These shoulders are important. So particularly if you have quite naturally rounded shoulders, we want to make sure you plug them in. So just roll the shoulders back and then just make sure they feel nice and loose and relaxed and comfortable in that shoulder girdle. We really want to look after the shoulder girdle as you work through your yoga practices more and your yoga practice becomes stronger. You can have your thumbs facing forwards if it feels nice, and if you really need to work on getting those shoulders rolled back, then you can just open your palms a little bit in front of you just to help that. But make sure as you do that, you're not then overarching the back. So just tucking under a little bit, pushing into those feet. And the head is just rested nicely on top of the spine, on top of the vertebrae. The neck can then be relaxed rather than tipping forwards or tipping back. Just be aware of that posture. And when you found it, just take a couple of breaths. Good. Next time you breathe out, the hands are going to come together. As you breathe in, we're lifting the hands up now towards the sky, just opening again through the chest, those shoulders coming down and pulling the shoulder girdle down towards the rib cage. And as you breathe out, we can just scoop those arms round to the side of you and just hinge forward to a nice forward bend. So we're going to bend our knees in our forward bend. Some of you will have different shaped bodies to me. In fact, we'll all have different shaped bodies. So you want to make sure that you adapt your practice to your body. Some of you will have quite stiff hamstrings, in which case you need to bend your knees, really in order to achieve this forward bend with the top of the head down towards the floor. For those of you who naturally are able to have a little bit more give in your hamstrings, straighten the knees a little bit and just bend forwards. Take a couple of breaths here. Good. As you breathe in, we're going to bend the knees and the body's going to come forwards, and then we take the right leg back and the knee to the floor. So this is horse posture. Lift the head, chest is lifted, shoulders are relaxed. Really enjoy that stretch into the piriformis muscle in the groin of the pelvis. Good. As you breathe out, now we're going to tuck our toes. We're going to place our hands and the left foot's going to come back to the right. We're going to bend our knees and we're going to lengthen through the sides of our body. Downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, some really good teaching points here is to make sure that you are using all of the weight into all of the hands. So not just into the back of the hand and the wrist. Make sure that your elbows, so the inside lines of the elbows are kind of facing each other. And we want to really plug those shoulders in. So pull the shoulder blades down the back, down towards the rib cage. The knees are bent. There is a little bit of a back bend here if you can get it. And then slowly you're going to see if you can place your heels towards the floor. But again, we're all different shapes and sizes. I haven't got much movement in my ankles, so my heels like to stay here. Some of you will naturally be able to glide those heels all the way down to the floor. Next time you breathe out, you're going to bring those knees down to the floor. And we're going to bend the elbows, lay the feet down on the floor, and bring the chest and the chin to the floor. As you breathe in next time, those legs and feet are going to come together and just lead away from you. And then you're going to roll the shoulders back and you'll find that your chest will naturally lift. So this is a nice natural mini cobra. We are not working too hard into it. This cobra is coming really naturally to us as we just move and point those feet and the legs away from us like a cobra tail. Those shoulders are nicely plugged in down our back and reaching back, which is what lifts this chest up off the floor. The neck is relaxed. I could lift my hands up here and it wouldn't really make any difference. Just try to make sure that you're not using your hands to push and that instead it is your body that's doing the work that it wants to do. Next time you breathe out, we're going to push into those hands. Tuck under the toes. You can come back through all floors if you want to, or just straight go into downward facing dog. So again, plug those shoulders in. Really important to make sure the shoulders are in the right place and that you have a gap in between your shoulders and your ears. Knees can stay bent. As you breathe in, this time, bend the knees and we're going to bring that right foot forwards and place the left knee down on the floor. Back of the foot's coming down to the floor and you're lifting through the chest. Again, those shoulders are nicely placed back. As you breathe out, a little bounce as we tuck that toe under and the left foot is coming to the right. Feet again are hip distance apart as you forward bend. As you breathe in, bend the knees, push into the feet so you really engage the glutes, and then you can lift these arms all the way up, rising up towards the sun salutation, back bend. And then as you breathe out, bring your hands together down through your midline and bring your hands to heart. Well done. Let's do the other side. Breathing in, lift. Open through the chest, shoulders are back. Just bring that pelvis forwards a little to enjoy the back bend. As you breathe out, we're scooping all the way down to our forward bend. Bend the knees, top of the head down towards the floor. As you breathe in, this time we bend the knees and the left leg is coming back and the knees placing on the floor. Rest the toes down onto the floor and come to your lovely chest lifting horse posture. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck the toes, we're going to place the hands and find our downward facing dog. Lifting the pelvis not just to the sky or the ceiling, but also away from us. So we've got this lengthening through the sides of the body. Check the shoulders to make sure they're plugged in. Next time you breathe out, knees are coming down. Bending the elbows, keep the shoulders plugged in and back. Chest is coming down, chin's coming down. And it is the lead of these legs and the feet as you take them away from you and the plugging in of the shoulders that then enables us to lift through the chest so this cobra is effortless. Next time you breathe out, tuck the toes under and come back to your downward facing dog. As you breathe in, a little bit of a give and a bend and a bounce in the knees as your left foot comes forwards. You place your right knee, you place the back of the right foot, You lift through the chest, top of the head comes up towards the sky. Horse. Next time you breathe out, tuck the toes. The right is coming to the left, forward bent. Bending the knees now, and as you breathe in, push into those feet to engage the glutes. So you've got this lovely moment of rising up, chest lifts, shoulders relaxed, little back bend. And as you breathe out, bring those hands to heart through your midline. And then find your place back to Tadasana. Chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. Take a few breaths here. Enjoy the feeling of the movement as you come to the stillness. We're going to finish our very short practice back where we started, on the floor, and just for a moment we're going to find our Shavasana. Even if you only have 15 or 20 minutes for a short yoga practice, it's really important to do the most important yoga asana of all, arguably, which is Shavasana. So this is your minute in your day to just let go. Tuck the shoulders under so the shoulders lay flat on the floor. It's quite nice to have the palms up towards the ceiling, so you can just open up through the chest and breathe. Legs relaxed on the floor, feet a little bit more than hip distance apart, and just letting those feet flop out to the sides. The head is nicely in line, so the chin and the forehead just stay in line so the neck can completely relax. And just take a few breaths to really let go. Just let the floor hold you up just for a moment before you get on with your day. Relaxing through your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, arms and hands, all the way down through the body to the very tips of the toes. Just a few breaths. And slowly, I'm just going to begin to move the toes and the feet, the fingers and the hands, a little stretch, a little yawn, waking the body up slowly. Just rolling over onto your left side or your right. And then when you're ready, just gently pushing yourself back up to our seated position. Taking a breath in together, breathing out. And again, breathing in and out. And one more time, hands together, breathing in. Open the arms and the hands up towards the sky. And breathing out, bring them together and back in front of your heart space. Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this taster class. You can join us every single week, or you can obviously subscribe to our classes online. Thank you from our Zen Mama Tribe.